In this video, we assemble and use our dim bulb tester. I explain an inrush limiter, and I use a drill on a very expensive amplifier. This is a Rotel RSX1067 amplifier, and it weighs about the same as a recently born baby elephant. This thing is a beast. My client tells me that it often trips the circuit breaker of his house when turning it on, and would like me to fix that. So please join me in figuring out what is wrong with this baby elephant and save it from tripping again. The first thing I did was make a dim bulb tester, because tripping the circuit breaker is not only annoying, but it might also send a serious bit of current through the amplifier, which might break something. If you would like to see how I made it, please check the link that appears on your screen now, or use the link below in the description. It's one of those things of which you will say, I should have done this earlier. So I don't know how many gigawatts of power this amplifier needs to run, but before we fire up my nuclear reactor, let's start with a humble 60 watt light bulb and see what happens. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic. It turns on for a fraction of a second and then turns off. But no short, because then the bulb would brightly light up and stay lit. It's probably the protection circuit of the amplifier, so let's try a 100 watt bulb. Now it gets into a weird state where the standby button doesn't even work anymore. Let's give it some more power. So now it looks like it starts well, but there is no display. After turning it off and on again, there is display. Still not enough power. A 150 watt bulb was the maximum I could find for a reasonable price, so I had to think of another solution to get this amp going once and for all. So I called my dear friend Bilbo for some assistance, and he sent me this mythical being called the Pentabulb. This is about half a kilowatt worth of light bulbs. Let's see if we will get enough power into the amp now. And we do! This is exactly what we would expect from a well-working amplifier. It lights up for a second to create the magnetic field for the huge transformer and charge the capacitors. Then it dims down to a steady glow. The display is working fine, so we might have found the cause of the circuit breaker tripping. When the machine is fired up, it momentarily draws a lot of current to start a magnetic field in a transformer and charge the capacitors. This used to be no problem for older circuit breakers, but modern circuit breakers are more easily scared, so they already trip when they even smell something more than 16 amps. So the amp is fine, it's just very hungry. To make the amplifier work well with modern circuit breakers, we need to install a so-called inrush limiter. It's a small PCB with a few thermistors on it and a relay. When first turned on, the thermistors have a few ohms of resistance and will limit the inrush current, but will allow a decent current to charge the capacitors. After a few seconds, when the capacitors are filled and the magnetic field in the transistor is built, the PCB switches on the relay to bypass the thermistors. If you want to buy an inrush limiter yourself, please check my affiliate link in the description. If you buy it through that link, it will give me a little commission at no extra cost to you, so you can support my channel for free. Thanks! Before we install the inrush limiter, we will check the huge capacitors, just to make sure they are still up to par. And they are. 2 pairs in parallel. They measure absolutely fine. So to install the inrush limiter, we need to install it right before the primary windings of the transformer, which turn out to be this brown and green wire. This is what the service manual shows in a schematic and can be deduced from measuring resistance between the 5 wires coming from the transformer. Explaining that might be a bit boring, but if you would like some more info on that, please leave it in the comments and I will gladly explain it in a separate video. I made 2 double wires, one to get the power from the power board to the limiter and one to get it into the transformer. Let's test it before installing. Well, that works fine. Now for the big test, straight into the power socket. That is working very well. So we fixed it. While I'm installing the board, I would like to ask you for a small favor. It will cost you nothing, but it will help my YouTube channel immensely. First of all, please press subscribe. And second, in the description of the video is a list of my affiliate links. If you check them out, I will get a small commission at no extra cost to you. Even if you don't buy anything, it will help me if you check out a few. So thank you so much if you do. In the meantime, I will install the board. I'll let you know when I'm finished. And now for the final test. Here we go. Oh yes, that works amazing. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe and press the join button to join the channel for the fraction of a price of a cup of coffee once a month. I hope you will join me in the next video. Bye then!